The old city of Ghent is a picturesque muddle of alleyways rimmed by quaint steeple-roof buildings running along pretty canals. Along with Bruges, Ghent is Belgium's star architectural tourist attraction. But unlike Bruges, it comes without the tour bus hordes. A walk through town on a summer's evening, when most of the important buildings are illuminated, is one of the best sightseeing experiences, as is a canal boat ride down the many branches of the Scheldt and Ley canals that intersect the city. For history lovers and architecture fans, Ghent is one of the top places to visit in Belgium. Plus, its lack of tourists makes it a great place to get to grips with modern local Flemish culture. Discover how to plan your time with our list of the top attractions and things to do in Ghent. 1. Cathedral of St. Bavo. On the eastern side of St. Bafsplein stands the Cathedral of St. Bavo, a majestic building of brick and granite with a Romanesque crypt of its predecessor, St. Jan's Church. Charles V gave the cathedral its present name after he destroyed the old one to build a fortress. The High Gothic cathedral choir dates from the 13th century, while the late Gothic tower and the main nave were built during the 15th and 16th centuries. The light interior of the cathedral is richly decorated with some unique paintings. These include the Conversion of St. Boff by Peter Paul Rubens and Christ Among the Doctors by Franz Porbus. The most famous artwork here though is the Altar of Ghent, also known as the Adoration of the Mystic Lamb, renowned as by far the greatest masterpiece of Old Flemish painting. Below the main church, the extensive crypt contains numerous tombs of bishops and a rich treasury. The outstanding Calvary triptych of 1464 by Jules van Wassenhoeve is also shown in one of the chapels. 2. The Fortress of Gravenstein. Gravenstein is one of the strongest moated fortresses in Western Europe, surrounded by the River Leve. It was built between 1180 and 1200 on the orders of Philip of Alsace, the former Count of Flanders, on the foundation of an earlier 9th century structure, and was created in the style of Syrian Crusader castles. Today, it remains a unique example of the European medieval art of fortification. In the 14th century, it ceased to have a military function and was used by the counts for administration of the land. In 1800, it came into private ownership and was converted into a cotton mill and flats for the workers. Most of the castle's area, including the ramparts, can be toured by visitors. In front of the castle extends the ancient St. Vierleplein, possibly the oldest square in Ghent, although the neighboring facades are of 17th century origin at the earliest. This square was a marketplace but also the site of executions and burnings of the victims of the Inquisition. 3. Climb to the top of the Belfry. The Belfry. On the west side of St. Bafsplein stands the 91-meter-high Belfry, symbol of the city's independence, where the charters of the privileges of Ghent were kept. The tower was begun about 1300 and by 1338, it was mainly completed. The present-day spire was restored to its original 14th century form at the beginning of this century and replaced the wooden bell tower of 1380. It is crowned by a gilded copper dragon, which was first installed in 1377. Today, it is a replica as are the four armed figures at the corners of the platform. Only one of the originals of these survives and can be seen on the ground floor. You can climb to the top of the tower for great views over the central Old Town district of Ghent. The splendid cloth hall directly adjoins the belfry. This building by Simon van Ische was the meeting place of the wool and cloth traders and was converted into a prison in the 18th century. Today, it has a cafe-restaurant, which is popular with tourists. 4. Cruise Ghent's canals. Kayaks cruising on a canal past the Gravenstein in Ghent. Ghent's canals are an attraction by themselves and provide the most relaxing sightseeing experience in the city. There are various ways to enjoy Ghent from the canals, ranging from regular public boat tours and private customizable cruises in a traditional tow barge to kayak rental. Several different companies run regular public cruise departures from docks in the central city. The typical boat tour lasts 40 minutes and cruises past all of Ghent's major sites, including the Belfry and Gravenstein, as well as the canal-side Guildhall architecture along the Ley Canal. On the public tours, you can turn up and buy your ticket before you board. But if you want to reserve your ticket, this 40-minute guided boat trip in Ghent departs from the Grassley port and plies the Ley Canal route past all the major sites, including Gravenstein. 5. Stroll the neighborhood of Grassley. Grassley, some of Belgium's finest guild houses are along the Grassley Canal. This is an excellent place for a stroll for anyone with more than a passing interest in architecture. Check out the adjoining Gildehuis der Vrije Skippers, built in 1531 in the Brabant Gothic style, and Gildehuis der Grondmeters, with its stepped gable that dates from 1698. Further along, you'll see Tolhuis, a Flemish Renaissance building of 1682, which stands next to the Romanesque Spaker or Cornstapelhuis. The Gildehuis der Metzelaars from 1527 in Brabant Gothic style completes this unique row of guild houses. 6. Explore Cornmarked, St. Nicholas's Church in Cornmarked, Ghent. Ghent's Cornmarked is a historic square that is home to many of the old guild houses positioned along the Ley Canal. This was once an important center of trade, and today it is a lively area known for its lovely architecture and numerous restaurants and cafes. Each year in late July, the Cornmarked is the center of a 10-day festival, Gent's Feast, which combines plenty of music, theater, and other entertainment, as well as lots of food stalls. Bordering the southern side of the Cornmarked, St. Nicholas Church is one of Ghent's most iconic landmarks. Its exterior is constructed of Tournai bluestone in the Scheldt Gothic style, dating back to the 13th century. Of note are its imposing central tower and an organ made by Aristide Cavale Call. 7. St. Michael's Church in St. Michielsbrug. St. Michielsbrug. St. Michael's Church is located on the western shore of the Ley and is known for its absolute grandeur, a massive Gothic church constructed of Belgian sandstone. The pulpit, altar, and many other parts of the interior are in the neo-Gothic style, while other styles are represented as well, including an early 17th century Baroque confessional. Among the church's treasures are several 18th century statues, paintings by Baroque artists like Van Dyck, and the relic of Dorn, which was a gift from Mary Queen of Scots. Next to the church is St. Michielsbrug, a beautiful stone arch bridge known for its spectacular views of the skyline. From here, you can see all three of Ghent's iconic towers, making this an excellent spot for photography. Visit in the evening for a particularly nice view of the city's landmarks illuminated. Address: St. Michielsplein 4, 9000 Ghent. 8. Discover the Cornley Canal area. Spring flowers along the Cornley Canal. The St. Michielsbrug leads down to the Cornley Canal, itself lined by splendid facades and offering the best view of the even finer houses on the opposite bank of the Grassley. While wandering here, take note of the following houses. No. 15 is the site of the former Hof van Groothuis, which dates from 1352 and is now replaced by a building with a neoclassical facade that also encompasses No. 17-19, the Hotel de Gelink. No. 7 along the Cornley is the Gildehuis der Onvrije Skippers, which is a Baroque building dating from 1739. Also, pay attention to the beautiful facade of No. 24, Lintwormenkrocht. This was a Romanesque chateau from the 12th century that was rebuilt at the beginning of the 20th century. Address: Cornley, Central Ghent. 9. Town Hall. Built over a long period of time, Ghent's magnificent town hall combines a variety of architectural styles. On the oldest parts of the building on the Hoekpoort, completed in the style of Bruges City Hall in 1482 and containing the council chambers, the architects Rombout Keldermans and Dominic de Waghemaker built a new wing in the finest late Gothic form, richly decorated with statues. However, building work on this part, which is best seen from the corner of Hoekpoort and Belfortstraat, was suspended because of religious disputes in 1539. Only a quarter of the original plan was realized and only the Peace Hall and the Marriage Chapel, both 1535, were built. Work only resumed at the end of the 16th century so that the wing facing the Botermarkt is in Renaissance style, as is the throne room on the upper floor. Address: Botermarkt, Central Ghent. 10. Museum of Fine Art. The main emphasis of the collection here is painting covering the 15th to 20th centuries. The central hall adjoining the entrance hall has 8 fine Brussels wall tapestries, 3 with motifs from the story of Darius and 5 with the theme Triumph of the Gods. Left of this hall are the Old Masters. Prominent are 2 works by Hieronymus Bosch in Room B, bearing of the Cross and St. Hieronymus. To the right of the tapestry room are paintings of the 19th and 20th centuries, especially by Belgian artists. The museum also hosts a wide variety of traveling exhibits on loan from other world-class fine arts museums.